health, of course, about your workout, about that whole 2-week period, right? And not just the 2-week period, how through your life you have been into fitness. But for this cover, can you just tell everybody how you worked and how it happened?
Let me tell everybody, I am 1.5 kilos over this. I have to be given a deadline. When I have a shoot like this where some part of my body is going to be visible, then I need 2 weeks. I need 2 weeks from any given point in time to get to a certain space or place I'd like to be. I put a lot of work into this. I really did. You know, I'm in the middle of shooting 2 TV shows and my hours are like 12 and really, like I said, 12 and 14 hours long. And even with that, I wake up like half an hour earlier to even get in 20 minutes or 25 minutes of exercise, whatever I could get in. And it's, you know, people say it's 70% diet and 30% or 80% diet and 20% exercise. I've kind of changed the equation a little bit because I enjoy my food and I've made exercise so prominent in my life that it's maybe gone to 65-35. That's the kind of equation now. But I control my diet. I don't starve. That's absolutely not the way to lose weight and to get where you want to get. Because the moment you start eating again, you put all the weight back on. My general weight is 51-ish, 51 and a half. Over here I was 49. The day I shot I was 49.9, which I haven't been since school actually. So it was a lot of diet control. It was exercise maybe 4 or 5 times a week. And towards the end I did like a bodybuilder did. I didn't have salt for the last 2 days because salt causes water retention. And the day before I was not drinking too much water also. I had just orange seconds. So my trainer gave me a whole lot of advice. But I'll tell you this, I never in my life used any kind of artificial anything. I don't use fat burners, naturally I don't use steroids, but people do to get good bodies. And someone, you know, when I was nearing the shoot, someone said, you know, you should take a diuretic just the day off. Just takes all the water out and all the hard work will show. And I said, you know, if I'm not taking a fat burner and I'm not taking anything unnatural, I'm not even going to take a diuretic. So I took nothing. It was just, it was a lot of hard work. That's all I can say.
When did you find the time? How did you just juggle your day with, because it's not just about the work, right? You also have a baby. You also have a house. How did you slot it?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I always give this equation to people when they say, you know, I don't have time. We have 24 hours in a day and we sleep, say 7. So 24 minus 7 is 17. And in 17 hours, even though my day was a 14-hour day or a 12-hour day, you can pull out 30 minutes.
That's true.
You can. And I would do it most often, that little extra that I was doing for myself, I do it when my baby was asleep, so it was not even eating into his time. So if my call time at my shoot was 7:30, and I had to wake up at 6, I'd wake up at, you know, 5:40. Give myself those extra 20, just even if it's 20 minutes. And you know, there's a lot of power even in little short bursts of exercise. So I remember I was shooting, this is Indian Idol I was shooting for at the moment, and I was in Delhi and I was staying with my mom, and I'd wake up like 20 minutes earlier because the location was wherever it was, and I'd do 20 jumping jacks, I'd do burpees, I'd do sit-ups. I made myself, I've been exercising now for so long, I can make my own routine. So I made it like a couple of routines which I do early in the morning, and even 20 minutes had me just breaking into like a sweat and feeling like I've exercised. So if you don't have the time, even 20 minutes or half an hour is better than nothing, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So you have to make the time. I think it's when people say I don't have the time, that's just not good enough. You can wake up that 20 minutes earlier, or you know, when you come back from work, before you even just settle it at home, just get your shoes, take a half an hour walk, or run for 30 minutes. Do whatever it is. I find that when I don't have a gym near me, I always, in my overnighter when I travel on events and stuff like that, I remember I was in Ludhiana once, and and it was a hotel which had a separate men's gym and men's timings and women's timings. So I woke up at 7:30 in the morning, went down to the gym, and there were these big mushtandas who were exercising. And it was obviously not my time to exercise. It was not the women's time. So I remember I decided, I've worn my shoes, I've woken up early, I'm going to go running around the hotel. And there were bullock carts passing me, and there were ladies sleeping on, people sleeping on khatiyas over there. But if you have the inclination, you can go up and down your steps. Yeah. So, in fact, when I had my baby, and it was a C-section, a lot of people said, oh, and first thing in my head was, when did I start exercise? When would I be able to get back into it? Because I was in good shape before I got pregnant, and I was like, will I ever come back to what I was? And my doctor said to me, all those people who say, C-section, हमारा तो C-section हुआ तो हमने तो बिल्कुल exercise नहीं किया, 6 महीने हमको rest करना पड़ा. That's rubbish. Because I was told 40 days. 40 days is all you need to recover, and then on the 41st day you can start walking. 41st day after my baby was born, it was the thick of the monsoons. I bought myself a raincoat, and 41st morning, the 41st day come morning, I was walking on Carter Road Promenade in the pouring rain, but I was counting down to that 41st day because I really wanted to get back and get out there. Okay. So I'm a little extra driven.
Yeah. What drives you?
Okay, when it came to my post-pregnancy thing, I was in good, as I said, good shape before I got pregnant. I just wanted my own wardrobe back. That's all it was. And you know what I did? I said, these are my pregnancy clothes, and these are my 26-inch waist jeans. I bought no in-between clothes. So I wore my pregnancy clothes all the way till I fitted into 26-inch jeans. You buy yourself in-between clothes, you get complacent. You buy yourself in-between clothes, you say, oh, I have clothes that fit me. I didn't have clothes that fit me. I had all these big loose kurtas. That's all I had. So that was my motivation to lose the weight after pregnancy. And a lot of people had said to me, you take 9 months to put on the weight, so you take about 9 months to a year to lose it. And I said, no, I'm different. I'm going to do it in 6. And I did it. I came back to my pre-pregnancy weight at exactly 6 months to the day. I didn't have muscle tone, and I was not toned the way I was, but I lost the weight. I was exactly that 52 space within 6 months. My son was born on 17th June. On 17th December, I was 52 pounds. Yeah.
Okay. And how long did it take to tone after?
That's a work in progress. I still feel I've got some jiggly bits which I need to take care of, and some parts of your body are more stubborn than the others. So some parts take longer, and I feel my shoulders are not in good shape, or my arms in good shape, but I'm not happy with other parts of my body. So that's always a work in progress, I think.
Now that you have a child who's almost 2, will be 2 next month, is there any advice that you'd like to give younger women who haven't had, women who are perhaps in their 20s, who haven't had babies, but who will possibly have babies later on in life, about their bodies, and just how to deal with pregnancy and their own bodies?
Okay, now your magazine is for 20s and ladies in 20s and 30s, and I'm first time I'm saying it out in the media. Of course, people know, but I just entered my 40s. I conceived when I was 38, and I had my baby when I was 39. So, of course, with me, I felt I had all the excuses and reasons not to go back to what I was before.
Right.
You can absolutely get your body back. I'll tell women of the 20s, of the 30s, whenever they want to have a baby, whenever you choose to have a baby, the key is you've got to do it at the right time. You know, it actually is true. If you let it stay on your body gets used to that extra weight, and right. It takes longer to come off. If you take it off, if you start working at it, like I said, 40 days after, this is alien fat. It's new fat. It's fat your body's not used to. It's an extra weight your body's not used to. And so if you decide to take it off at the right time, it comes off. Because your body is not used to this extra weight. You wait a while longer, it
Just
won't
takes
come
it.
off. I'm getting people, friends of mine who say, you know, those last 10 kilos or those last 7 kilos are just not coming off. What do we do? And it's like, how long did you wait? No, see, I had a C-section, so I had to wait 6 months. Who said? But having said that, 41 days was me. But your body talks to you. So if I did a lot of reading saying, I want to start running, because that's what I do. You can't start running on the 41st day. I started running after 2 months. And over there also I started with 5 minutes. Your body talks to you, your body tells you. Nothing can be worse than you just sort of embarking on exercise and launching into exercise and you're suddenly finding your C-section scars have split, and then that takes you back 6 months or a year. So you can get your body back, and you know, it's just that you have to be driven. And there's another piece of advice. Suddenly people keep asking me about weight loss, and the thing is that there are a few sacrifices that you have to make to lose the weight. Right? Once you lose the weight, then you can indulge. Because people say, oh, I can't give up sweet, you know. He said, you know what? Just for these few months, say, I've given up sweet. Once you've lost the weight and once you reach a weight you're happy with, then once a week, twice a week, you can indulge a little bit.
Right.
So, a lot of you need sacrifice and discipline to lose the weight. Once you lost the weight, you can cheat a little bit.
Okay. What do you do to give your mind a workout? Or do you just go back home and you just want to be at peace after your long
I'm
day?
not a yoga or a meditation kind of person.
At all.
No, I've tried it, and I've sat and I've done breathing and everything. I need to break into a sweat. And what gives my mind and my soul a workout is actually physical exercise as well.
Right.
Yeah, I can be in a really bad mood. My husband says, listen, I think you should just go for a run. Because honestly, a 30-minute run can have me coming back totally refreshed, recharged, feeling very good about myself. So I think exercise takes me, those happy hormones, takes me to a happy place as well.
Is that a kind of meditation as well? Because
Absolutely.
you're just running on your own for half an hour.
Rahul Dravid once said this to me, and you know, he's the king of focus and discipline. He says, you know, running is my meditation. I don't even need music. So whether I'm running on a treadmill or whether I'm running out on the ground or whatever, it's like a meditation because it's just you, yourself, your breathing, your thoughts. You choose to, you know, put those thoughts into a bubble and send them away. That's your call. But honestly, running is like a meditation, and I'm addicted to it.
That sounds good.
And I must tell you this, running has been a part of my life only now recently. In December is when I used to run 5K. 5K doesn't make me a runner. 5K is 30 minutes of running. But in December I started running. I took a break from the gym and I decided to start running in the park. And I found I was running 25 rounds with this 400-meter round. And I said, that's 10K. I can run 10. And then I said, you know, the next marathon that happens, the next half marathon that happens, I'm going to run it because I was running 10K on a regular basis. And whatever reading I'd done was, if you can run 15 twice in the time of your training, then if you're running 21, the remaining 6 kilometers just happen takes care of itself. That adrenaline rush on race day will take you through. So I started training in December and I ran a half marathon in February. Or first week of March. No, it's not. The Mumbai marathon was in January. There's another marathon, a women's marathon, that happened in March. And I ran the 21 there and I ran it in pretty okay time, 2 hours 12.
Okay.
I didn't stop, I didn't walk. I knew from the moment I started I would run this whole thing.
And you did it alone?
I did it.
Did you do company?
No, I can't lead company. I can't run with somebody because everybody has their own pace. People might want to stop, people might want to go ahead. Nobody should be obliged to be with you. You have to run on. Running is a journey you take on your own, I think.
what extent has food fueled the body that you have? Aside from what you've said about that 2-week period, but putting that 2-week period aside, on a regular basis, lunch, breakfast, dinner, do you do 5 small meals or 7 small meals, or do you just?
I think it's very important to just listen to your body, listen to what you. So if one day my body needs only 3 meals, I have 3 meals. If one day my body needs 7, I'll have 7. It just I was reading the other day. There was this article somewhere which said 7 foods that are good for you, that flatten your belly. And then I saw those 7 foods, and those 7 foods are very much a part. I don't remember all 7 of them, but they're very much a part of my eating. So I've just generally started eating healthier. So things like soya, I'm vegetarian, but I have eggs, greens. What are the other ones? There were 7, and 7 were very much a part of my diet. So I think I've gone into the space where I've been eating healthy. Of course, if somebody orders a plate of French fries, I'm not going to hold back. So I do indulge every now and then. But as I said, I've lost the weight. Now my base weight is a certain weight, so then it's just about a matter of a little bit up and down here. So if I've had a whole plate of French fries today, then I'll make sure that dinner is just a soup and a salad or something. You've got to balance things out.
Right.
So that's how it is. If you indulge, then you've got to find out where you can sort of balance it out by eating something healthy, eating something with less calories. So, and generally speaking, I eat a good breakfast. I eat a pretty decent lunch, and I try, unless I'm going out, I try and have the lightest kind of dinner. So that's how it is. And when I'm trying to lose weight, or when I'm feeling like, oh my god, I have been indulging, then I try to keep the carbohydrate out of my last meal. When I'm at shoots, like shooting Indian Idol last night, I mean yesterday as well, there are these plates of temptation all the time. And just when this tray comes around, it's about the time you're thinking, man, I'm hungry, I could eat something now. And then this tray of lovely chocolate chip cookies comes. And you're like, oh, what do we do?
And you eat them?
I have one. I do. Listen to your body. Your body wants it. Listen to it now and then. Not all the time.
You've done many things in life. In your experience, you've told us that it wasn't planned, it just happened. Nothing at all was planned. Everything just happened.
All the good things that have happened in my life have been unplanned. Really. Be it Shanti, the first ever TV show I did, and the first ever daily soap on Indian television. Be it the cricket, absolutely unplanned. Because honestly, both of these things, which were actually big turning points in my work life, happened because I was in the right place at the right time. When I was working with Prahlad as a little flunky, cleaning the floors and climbing on ladders, that's where somebody, the person who was making Shanti, saw me and said, you audition for this big TV show I'm making. And I'm like, what's he thinking? And I really didn't even want it, but I just went along with it. And even cricket, I was at Sri Lanka during the Champions Trophy, and I bought a ticket to go and watch the cricket myself. And people from Sony saw me there and said, what is she doing there? And I had no background in anchoring or anything. So both of those things, anyway, cut a long story short, both of those things happened because I was at the right place at the right time. So those were absolutely unplanned. And honestly, even after the baby, the reason I waited so long to have a baby was because I was always caught up in something or the other. And every woman in the business of entertainment comes with, there are huge insecurities. Once I have a child, once I start a family, A, will I get my body back? B, will I get any work? And right now, with my baby, this touchwood is the busiest phase of my life and a new innings, and it's very exciting. And all I can say is I'm blessed. I'm blessed with opportunities because all these unplanned ones are just, someone up there loves me.
Did you learn anything from each of these experiences because they were each so different?
Absolutely. Shanti was like acting school for me. I still am not, I have graduated, but whatever I learned over those 3 years in Shanti, because from doing absolutely nothing. In school I was a sporty kind. So I did, yeah, I'd stand up on stage and do elocution and do debates and do play if they, force me into it. But I never thought I'd be acting in a indie daily soap 5 days a week. So I got to learn a lot of, during Shanti. Even as an anchor, till cricket happened, I'd anchored nothing. I'd anchored zero. So the first time I sat over there and made a mess of my whatever I was supposed to do, I was like, what am I doing here? And I learned a lot on the job. And then for a long phase, people just knew me only as anchor. They've forgotten that I started my career and had like 6-7 years before this as an actor. So of course there's a lot of learning. And now I'm returning to fiction now after 9 years. After Kiki Saas Bhi Kabhi Hoti, where I played a really bad woman. So I'm returning to fiction now again and returning with a really exciting project as well. So I'm doing 24.
Yes, yes.
Anil Kapoor's 24, and I'm playing a really wonderful character, a really nice character, and that's just shot completely different from any television that you're seeing right now. So there's learning in everything that you do, and the day you think you don't need to learn anymore, then that's the end, So I'm excited. Even Indian Idol, what I'm doing right now is Indian Idol Junior. This is the first time I'm doing I'm doing a show with little children, and I get, what I'm learning? Yesterday I learned tips on upbringing because I saw these two parents, this mother basically, who's got the two most wonderful children. In reality shows you see a lot of spoiled children, you see a lot of tantrumy kids. These two children are the nicest children I've ever seen, and it's all because of the mother's upbringing. And I told her, I've just become a mom. There's so much to learn from you, the way you brought up these two children. Amazing. Brings tears to my eyes.
Has your sense of style changed over the years?
My sense of style is directly proportional to what my body can carry off. When I was pregnant, I had a very weird sense of style then, but that was good for then. Whatever I can carry off, whatever my body can carry. I'm not one for this drop waist works or these colors in season or this is all the rage. For me, if my body can carry it off, that's what I'll wear. That's how it works for me. So my sense of style is really directly proportional to how I'm feeling about my body. Yeah. So what has changed is suddenly these last few days I've been wearing jeans and shirts. And that is a look I don't know why I'm so drawn towards. I bought myself like 10 shirts. That's all I'm wearing these days. My husband said, I was going to wear jeans and a shirt today as well. My husband said, you know what, wear a nice fitted dress so people actually believe it is you while you're unveiling the cover, that you do have a belly that's flat. And I always said to wear a white shirt and blue jeans today, but he said, no, wear something fitted, wear something, form flattering.
What is your beauty regime like? Do you have one? Are you particular about products or?
No, I'm not really particular about any products. I'm good to try. Magazine says, oh, you know what, we've got a new so-and-so product that we'd like to have your views on. I'm good to try. I'm good to try anything. I don't have any one particular under-eye cream or night cream or day cream that I swear by that's changed my life or anything like that. If something better comes along, I'll go with it till something better comes along. It's like that. I have no regime like that. Nothing better than 8 hours of sleep. 8 hours of sleep is a luxury. So that is the best. That is the best thing you can do for your body and your face, your skin. But having said that, that part of the beauty regime doesn't happen very much.
Okay, there's no wash your face 5 times a day or
nothing like that.
Nothing.
Drink water and try and get good sleep.
Okay.
And I think exercise also does a lot of good things for your skin. If you're exercising on a regular basis, if you're outdoors, please put some sunscreen. But having said that, if you're exercising, it reflects on your skin as well.
Right.
I find that, yeah.
That's about it really. Would you like to tell us a little more about what you're doing right now in terms of work?
Okay,
would you like to tell us about the details? Can you give out
a
few more
absolutely.
details?
I'm 24. these are two projects that are going to keep me busy for the next couple of months, 24.
Right.
Where I'm playing very sort of hard-nosed special agent. I'm wearing the same clothes for 24 episodes because that's how 24, you know what 24 is like, yeah? It's 24 hours in a day. So I'm very excited with that role, and I'm very excited to be a part of the show because I think it's just going to be so, what's the word? Clutter breaking, no. Is that the word? Break all the clutter?
Yes.
All that you see on television, this is going to stand out. It's just shot differently, it's looking different. They've been very true to the original in terms of the way they're filming it. Loving shooting that. It's long hours, and you know, because it's every minute of those 24 hours is accounted for, so there's a lot of extra shoot that you have to do, as opposed to what you shoot for a daily soap or a regular TV show. So that's one. And the other is Indian Idol Junior, which is keeping me. Last 4 days I've been shooting that. I finished up last night at a little after midnight. So those two things, along with my baby, is keeping me completely with my hands full. And there's a film as well I'm doing, which is for Mathew's company, which has got an awesome cast. It's a political satire. An interesting character, a shade of grey, a couple of shades of grey. So that's it. Those are the three things at the moment that are keeping me busy. I have 50 shades of grey. Not 50 shades of grey, a few shades of grey. These three things are basically what are keeping me busy, and I do theatre as well. And I host events, so I travel on events a lot. Theatre, there are two plays, one that's done 150 shows, and there's another one which I play many ages. I play a woman, a girl from 20, a 24-year-old woman, a 30-something-year-old woman, a 40-something-year-old woman, a 60-something-year-old woman, and an 80-year-old woman. So they're all different characters, and that's very challenging. I find theatre very challenging. And I make time for theatre because I think there's no better feeling than when you're standing on stage and getting an instant feedback.
That's right.
It's really fantastic. And I think when you're up there, you have no chance for a retake, no chance for words once uttered cannot be taken back. So it's great. Enjoyed that.
Thanks so much. Perhaps the audience would like to ask a few questions.
Hello.
Hello.
Mathew.
Yeah. Why don't you take this one?
Good afternoon to all of you. This is Vijay Shankar from the media and also an artist as well. I met you earlier, Mandira Bedi, but I don't know whether you remember. There was a great theatre. Well, what is your success mantra? Do you have, you said you've not planned anything in life as such. How do you feel that a person could be successful like you?
I don't have any success mantra. It's not like I'm not trying to share, but I just don't have one. Honestly, I think everything in my life has been unscripted, and sometimes you just have to go with the flow, and whatever opportunities that have come my way, I've tried to make the most of them. And that's all I can say. I really don't have it. It's not even like I said, this is something I want to do and I go after it. And when 24 came my way, I was really very happy. This is something I want to do. This is something so exciting. This is something to be a part of. If I want to return to fiction, this is. And then there were some problems that happened along the way, but I still believed it could happen. And then.
Could you tell us something about your experience with that couple?
You know what? I've shot about 3 or 4 days yet. I haven't shot with him as yet. But my work with him starts early next week. And from what I understand, this is a non-filmy side of Anil Kapoor that you're going to see in this show. He's playing it real. So I'm looking forward to it whenever we do start.
You just mentioned that sleep is really essential for health.
Yes.
And with your busy schedule, how do you manage to get enough of sleep? Are you able to sleep on time, or what is your routine?
Sleep does take a beating, but the thing with my work is it's not like I'm working like this 24/7. I have 2-3 days of long hours, and then I have a break. Like I have a break today and tomorrow, and then work starts again from Monday. But as I said, it's not every day. and which is also wonderful for my child, my baby. It's not like I'm Monday to Friday I'm out of the house. So it's nice. It's alternate days, and so if I don't get sleep tonight, then I'll make it up tomorrow night. It's like that. You got to find a balance. And when you become a mom, you definitely have to find a balance. People used to say before I had a kid, people used to say, how do you manage home and work and whatever? Then there's no managing. I have a very sort of encouraging husband, and he lets me work and all the rest. Then there's no managing. The managing and the balancing and that balancing act starts only after you've had it. Then you realize, man, now you really have to multitask. You do. I find myself at any given point of time I'm doing two things because I know time is very, very precious.
And which role is most challenging, the actor or the mother or the anchor or what
The actor and anchor, the person from entertainment has been around for many, many years. It's been 18, 19 years. The mom is new. And the mom role it's overwhelming, it's exciting, I tell my husband, and my husband was bump me in the head with something, and I said, why did we wait so long? He's like, he was ready to be a dad like 7 years ago. I'm the one who just kept saying, end of this year, promise end of this year. Then I said, no, early next year. I said, end of this year. No, early next year. And he was like, thank God he hung around and waited. But he was like, see, life is picked up and you're doing exactly what you want. You're a mom and you're a working mother, and it's a dream come true for a lot of people, it's like you feel like you have it all. Honestly, I feel it's a terrible cliche perhaps, but I feel complete as a woman after having a child. Honestly, it's an overwhelmingly fabulous feeling. I can't tell you. Every time I look at my child, I look at Raj and I say, we're blessed. Thank you. Really. So that role is the most challenging because that is a role that you play 24/7 for the rest of your life. And my mom at my age still is telling me what to do and what not to do. So I know that I will be doing that with me as well. That role doesn't end. That role is continuous.
Good afternoon. This is Raj from Media, member of the press, and warm welcome to you. I'd like to ask, what according to you is your biggest achievement till now? And second question is, what has been the role of men in your personal and professional life?
Men?
Yeah. Questions.
Okay, first let me answer that. What is the role of men? The role of my husband, I can tell you this, he has been so patient with me and so understanding with me. I've gone off for 30 days and 45 days at a time to, for hosting cricket to South Africa and to London and here and there. He's been very, very supportive. So I think it's very important to have a supportive spouse. It's not like I probably wouldn't marry somebody who would say stop working after marriage or stop working after children. I wouldn't have married someone like that. But having said that, he's more supportive and more encouraging than a lot of husbands I've ever seen. So I'm very, very grateful for that. So that's the role of man in my life. And what was the first?
Biggest achievement.
Biggest achievement, honestly, is giving birth to this child. I'm so blessed. I'll show you his picture. He's very sweet. I know he's my son, but he's very sweet. Everything else, I don't look at any of these, whatever I've done professionally as any great achievement. But honestly, giving birth to someone so beautiful and special is my greatest achievement. I tell Raj, my husband, that all the time. We're really very lucky. We're blessed.
And what has been the turning point in your life?
I've had a few turning points professionally. First one was, I was never inclined to be in front of the camera. My calling, as I thought it was, I did my post-graduation in media. So my calling, as I thought it was advertising. I thought I'd be getting into either writing copy. I got a job in O&M as a writer. And I did a copy test with Piyush Pandey, and he told me, "You got the job, you can start from so-and-so date," and then I also happened to get the Shanti offer at the same time. So that was a huge turning point, because then I got into this business of entertainment. I wrote Piyush Pandey this long letter saying, this is an opportunity, I can't let go of. I'm doing it for 1 year, I'm going to come back. I hope my offer stands just for that just give me that 1 year. Let me at least try this, let this also be on my list of things to have done in my life, and I'm coming back to writing, because that's my first love. I meet him even now, he says, I'm waiting for that 1 year to get over. It's been 19 since, 18 or 19 since. So that was the turning point in my life, and I suppose another one would have been the cricket, because then that just gave me a whole new avenue of work.
Well, Mandira, you're looking absolutely fabulous, super gorgeous.
Thank you.
And you have just come up with a great bodies, perfect look. So what's your idea about zero figure?
Oh, it shouldn't be about size 0 or size 2 or size 4. It should be about how you feel. Fit is the new sexy. Honestly, fit is the new sexy. That tagline is something, I'm sorry, I'm going to borrow it and use it like mad. Because honestly, when you feel fit, you feel good, and you feel beautiful, you feel sexy. It's not about size 0. In fact, I see so many women who are thin, but that's just not attractive. Size 0 is not any kind of benchmark, I think, in my mind. Of course, it may be different for different people. For me, it should be about, there should be some muscle tone, you should be fit, you should feel good. Size 0 can be achieved with starving, and then when you're starving, you're not in a good mood. But size 2 is what I am at the moment. I'm very happy with size 2. I'm fitting into clothes in a way I haven't fitted into them before, and I feel good. It's about feeling good, feeling fit. That's what's important.
And which is the biggest compliment you have ever received, and what was that? Can you just give?
Biggest compliment. The biggest. During the 2003 World Cup, everybody was tearing me apart. What is she doing? What is she sitting on that panel and talking rubbish? There were a lot of people, media, all of you people, didn't say very nice things about me in the beginning. But I managed to change a few people's minds over the course of the 2003 that World Cup. It was about 6 weeks long. But I'll never forget Tiger Patori. He was a part of the panel. He joined us right at the end. And he came and he met me and he says, "So you're the Mandira everybody's talking about. I like what you do and I like what you bring to the table." And honestly, coming from a man like that, it meant a lot. So I remember that compliment.
Which one you find more challenging, working in theatre or movies?
I think theatre or anything live. Even standing like on stage and hosting a press conference or hosting a corporate show, or standing on stage and performing live, doing theatre. It's challenging because words once said cannot be taken back. No scope for a retake anywhere. And I think it's a truer test for an actor when you're standing on stage and performing, because what's there, what you've shown is what's there, what's out there.
One article had come about speech and all. Magazine.
Speech?
Yeah, voice and all. There's an article in the magazine, page 87.
On this issue? Okay, I haven't seen this issue, but okay.
So what you do for this thing, speech and all? There's an article, how to convince people with your speech, with chords and all, and exercises. You go to a good average, good voice.
How am I doing with my speech? I don't know, I've not read any articles. Okay, well, I don't know much. I've not ever taken any speech classes or anything like that. But having said that, an interesting thing comes to my mind when I heard this question. While I'm doing 24, this character that I tend to get a little high-pitched when I get excited. But while I'm shooting 24, Abhinay Gill is directing it. He's the director of Delhi Bedi. So he's doing a lot, I like the way he thinks. And he wants my character to have a lower pitch. So whenever I deliver my lines, even if I'm getting excited, it never goes to a higher pitch. So it's almost like I have to be normally when you speak, you're not conscious of where your pitch is going. But over there, I have to be conscious of where. So that's something new. Yes. You knew about it. How did you know about it? Wow.
Hi, Mandira. Rashmi here from Headlines Studio.
Hi.
Okay, you have best body ever, and that's why you're on the women's.
Oh, thank you. I'll take that.
From Bollywood, if you had to pick up an actor and actress that you think, according to you, has the best body ever.
I like what Bipasha is looking like. She's also really fit. I haven't
on cover too.
She's been on your cover, yes. I haven't seen Shilpa post baby, but she had always used to have this the longest. She probably still has the longest torso. She's got this long torso like a statue, like a beautiful. I think these two women have good bodies in my mind.
And Shilpa did the prevention cover first post baby cover.
Okay.
Also, the fact that you're doing 24, is there a particular look that you're spotting a similar one look through the series? So was there any special care that you took as far as the look for 24?
Yeah, well, they put a lot of effort into deciding my look. I tried on 11 shirts and three jackets. I did 33 outfits cut trial. The jeans were the same, but I changed 11 shirts and wore 3 different jackets with those 11 shirts and 33 different sort of looks. And we've kind of zeroed in on it's a very simple look. It's got to look like she doesn't take too much care of how she dresses and what she wears. So a lot of effort has gone into that. And honestly, the reason I wanted that show so badly is because I looked the part. So I looked the part as it is. It's half the battle won. So they didn't have that much work on me. In fact, my hair is pretty much like it is, and I'm wearing a shirt. See, I told you about that shirt and jeans look. I was already in that space. That shirt and jeans look, they saw me and they said, this is what we want this character to be wearing. So I looked the part. It was not very difficult for them to, style me.
Also, amidst your busy schedule, have you found the time to catch the IPL series, because you were the trendsetter?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I've got quite a few matches. This has been a very, very exciting series. There have been so many games that have gone literally down to the last ball. We've had 2 super overs. We've had one game where both teams thought they'd won on the last ball, that Chennai-Bangalore game. So I've been watching wherever I get a chance to. My husband is into it a lot. So whenever I'm home, and whenever I'm home in the evening, I catch the game.
Okay, what I wanted to basically say was you were one of the first ladies to venture into the anchoring space as far as sports is concerned. And you had the noodle strap trend that you started off with the World Cup hosting. When you look at the ladies now, everyone seems to compare them to Mandira Bedi and what she did. Did you ever hear anything of that sort? What do you think of the ladies who are hosting the recent IPL seasons? Would you want to be there again?
I miss cricket. I love cricket. I don't believe my connection with cricket is over. I'm just taking a detour with 24 and with Indian Idol Junior, but I think my connection with cricket remains, and I still do a lot of events with cricketers which are cricket related. I'm interviewing cricketers twice a month. I'm doing something connected with cricket still. So I don't think my connection is gone. It's been there since 2003 and it will be there for a while longer.
Hi Mandira.
Hi.
साधना. जिस तरह आपने बिपाशा एंड शिल्पा की बात की, एज अ फिटनेस को लेके वो बहुत ही एक्साइटेड रहती है, इवन उनके सीडी पे आई है मार्केट में. तो ऐसा कुछ आपका प्लान है फ्यूचर में जो आपने फिटनेस को लेके?
बहुत सारे सीडीज आ गए हैं. मेरे को एक टीवी शो करना है. हर सुबह एक टीवी शो होना चाहिए मेरे वर्कआउट के साथ. ऐसा सोचा है. अब देखते हैं क्या होता है. सीडी तो बहुत सारे आए हैं. So it's a good thing because I don't know what the sales of these CDs are like, but it's a good thing क्योंकि लोग उन्हें फिटनेस में बहुत बड़ा मानते हैं. तो I think these kind of CDs will do well. But given that I'm on television, मुझे एक टीवी शो करना चाहिए हर सुबह, फिटनेस वर्कआउट विद मंदिरा, something like that. Somebody I should give that idea to somebody.
So Mandira, tattoo on your body is very it's unique tattoo. What's that?
The tattoo.
It's a Tibetan symbol. It's a Tibetan symbol.
So what does it stand for?
It's a Tibetan Om.